reporter David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. For the Pelicans, happy to be here in New Orleans right now in the midst of a homestand. And, of course, Bam Adebayo. He's a big ticket to foul. They'll go without him, though.
And his fans, teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all that he's brought to the table. But I like what the trade does for them. I bet it helps them right off the bat, not to mention in the long term.
And it's Halliburton missing. Miller, right side. Toppin, up top. Pass to Castle. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. To the inside. Here's Stokes. We can expect more of a methodical pace, Brent, I think, in this one. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Both of these teams love to run their offense in the half court. They'll slow things down. They'll love the setups. They'll try to manipulate a couple of the plays to get matchups they want. Either side afraid to take it under 5 seconds on the shot clock, and that patience may pay off.
And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ballgame. Pass to Bamba. And the dunk by Bamba.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
Now, here is Halliburton. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
And Halliburton, if he gets that little runway, he'll show you how athletic he can be.
To the paint. Out to Miller. Pass to Bamba. 6 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Here's Castle. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Here's Halliburton. And Bamba pulls it down. And here's the fast break. Adebayo leading the way. Pass to Bamba. Miller outside. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Now Miller. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And the shot is good.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
The Pelicans trail. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau. I asked Coach about facing off against Bam Adebayo, and he told me the dangerous thing about Bam is his versatility. He's able to play different roles for his team depending on the matchup. And that versatility makes it difficult to game plan against him. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Assist row.
Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
Toppin with the steal. And Stephon Castle is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Halliburton outside. Pass to Murray. Pulls up. High post. Right wing. Here's Stokes. And Bamba pulls it down.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Here's Castle. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Pelicans pull it in.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
to Stokes. They could use a bucket. Got a piece of it. Miller outside. Here's Castle. Miller with the ball. Halliburton picks him up. Back to Miller. Over Halliburton. And here is Toppin. Adebayo down low. And Adebayo throws it down.
Yeah, you try your best defensively to push Bam away from the rim. That's easier said than done.
You know, Brent, when you wonder why GMs take a risk on Project Big Man, Bam Adebayo is an example of why they do just that.
Yeah, Kevin, it's not always about the project working out. It's about teams that have a plan for the project. And certainly Miami was able to do that. We have to credit Bam. He put the work in. The guy has been solid. He's an all-star. He's continuing to improve, and he gives you everything on both ends of the floor every night.
And he sinks the second. Pelicans trail by 4. .135 left to play in the first quarter. On the wing, Murray. No good from outside.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Over to the wing. Out to Miller. Pass to Adebayo. 4 on the clock. Castle misses.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Tatum on the wing. That 3 off the mark. The Nuggets leading by 4. Here's Miller. That shot is off. Excellent defense there from Halliburton. And here's New Orleans now. Pass to Messi. Look at that. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And the basket by Castle.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Well, the open man's out there. You got to feed him, and Murray gets the job done.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Pass to Miller. And stolen by Murray. They set the pick. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Nuggets lead by 2. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Tatum. And Tatum driving. Right at the free throw line. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Nuggets. They lead by 4. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. In the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3. And here are the Pelicans now. Down low. Taken away by Anthony. Stokes with the rebound. New Orleans with the ball. For three, Murray. It's good from long range.
Typically, Murray likes to get that shot off while he's dribbling, but in recent years, working on that catch-and-shoot situation.
Pass to Watson. Lewis on the way. No scoring in this one. Driving inside. Messi grabs the rebound.
Tried to show off just a little bit there, but ultimately didn't work out. You know, he's going to get a few stares from his coaching staff and probably his teammates in the next huddle.
New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Tatum. Sweet move. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, you got to really do a better job on Tatum once he gets on the way up. Excellent at fighting his way through the defense there and still able to convert.
And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
The Nuggets trail. And Lewis has it in the corner. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And he's good on the three ball.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Murray left side. Pass to Messi. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Personal foul.
Ray, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
He hits the second from the line. Outside Anthony. And it's blocked. And that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
You have to prevent him from getting to the paint unless you want to see a highlight.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. DeJounte Murray is not one for the fast lane. He said, I come from all that stuff, but I've done that. I'm a homebody. I'm focusing on basketball. There's a lot going on in this world, so it's about being smart. Kevin, growing up in South Seattle, seen it all. Back to you.
Yeah, you know, David, he counts himself fortunate to have escaped all of that. Thank you. So it's Denver now. After DeJounte Murray was able to get the triple. In the corner, Tatum with it. Denver grabs the miss. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played.
And you watch Jason Tatum year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Here's Stokes after the Nuggets pick up 2. And down it goes, jamming that one home. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Anthony with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Tipped away. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. And it's blocked by Lewis. Pass to Stokes. Murray outside. sinks the three-pointer. Murray's got the lead up to 4 now for the Pelicans.
And he's now made 3 three-pointers here in the second, starting to get it going.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Here's Anthony. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Fires for 3. Good on the three-point shot. 7 points in the game.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
To the middle. Here's Stokes. And he jams it with authority.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Tatum, that's for 2. It's hauled in by Watson.
Defensive intensity outworking the shooter.
Murray. And it's blocked. Anthony left side. .112 left now here in the second. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6. New Orleans in the lead. And Peyton Watson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
C.J. McCollum. Tyrese Halliburton.
58 seconds left in the second quarter.
Who's got a ball?
Pass to Adebayo. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Adebayo's got his second basket of the night.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Halliburton for 3. Rebound by the Nuggets.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Anthony. Messi grabs the rebound.
It's not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Back to Tatum. Clock at 6. To the wing on the left. Toppin with the steal. Here's Castle. Rips down the breakaway slam.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Nuggets ahead Up 3. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. It's a 3-point game. And now Hall of Famer David Aldridge has an update for us on DeJounte Murray. David, what's the news there?
Hey, guys, I got an update from the head athletic trainer of the Pelicans. And unfortunately, it sounds pretty serious. But he's already back in the game. Pretty tough guy, Kevin.
Good information, David. He's certainly been on our minds. Now, at least, Greg, we have a little more clarity.
Yeah, now they have the information they need to take the best course of action.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, I said it before, the layup, when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he's good on the second. Denver in the lead. Anthony looking it over. Stokes with the rebound.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Castle. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. Castle's got 10 points in the game. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Murray for 3. And the Pelicans miss again. The Nuggets leading by 5. And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for a welcome to the NBA?
Pass to Castle. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Castle's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Here's Stokes. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. And he makes the first. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Pass to Castle. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Halliburton deciding where to go with it. Murray outside. Back to Halliburton. Pocket 4. Here's Stokes. Denver grabs the miss.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
And the foul called on Brandon Miller. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Pelicans trail by 7. They set the pick. Inside. Pass to Stokes. Murray outside. Over Castle. And they get it back. And it's Haliburton missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Now Toppin. And they're pushing it up. Stokes can't get it to go. The Nuggets leading by 7. Here's Castle. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It goes on Tyrese Haliburton. The Nuggets have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. That's good from Castle. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Murray. Nice move. And it's denied. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And so here is New Orleans, trailing by 10.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Adebayo the screen to the middle, and Adebayo throws it down.
Nice roll by Adebayo, just having himself ready to receive that pass.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. With the CBA and new broadcasting deals both completed, league talk now turns to expansion. Commissioner Adam Silver says if you're a successful organization, I think it makes sense over time to continue to grow. There's no doubt that there are a lot of great cities we're interested in having in the NBA. Kevin?
So right, David, we could lay out 3, 4, 5 cities right now that would beg to have professional basketball. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Nuggets.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. That aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And all game long, they've been finding blocks. Their focus on strong rim protection has helped stifle the opposing team's offense.
Now, here is Haliburton. He's got 5. Murray for 3. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Well, a fast start in the first half. Looks like he's playing the second half in the mud.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Haliburton. Murray outside. Can they get it? The kick out to Tatum. And stolen by Miller. And here we go with Toppin running it up the court. And Toppin throws it down.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
6 on the shot clock. Another shot. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And the Pelicans with possession here. The Nuggets getting the bucket.
Well, he's given himself a chance. 6 shots he's gotten up this quarter, but only able to convert on one of them.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Big group substitution here for New Orleans. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Denver making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
15 seconds left in the third. Pass to Watson. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. McCollum with the ball. He got it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Denver with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous.
54.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Halliburton's got the ball here for the Pelicans. 19-point game. In the corner, Stokes with it. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Nice find by Halliburton. Just a great feel for the game.
Now here's Anthony. Kivoshev. Misi grabs the rebound. Here's Stokes. And he dunks it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. It's rebounded by Tyrese Halliburton. Pelicans trail by 15. There's a screen. Down low. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
This is just good point guard fundamentals from Tyrese Halliburton going to the pick and roll to create a bunch of options.
Here's Anthony. And that one is good. And the Nuggets lead by 15.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Outside for Lewis. From deep three-point land. And Tatum pulls it down.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Drains the three-pointer.
This is why Tatum is a volume three-point shooter, because he knows how accurate he can be.
And Tatum over to help. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. He demanded something of his guys. He said, I'm not satisfied yet. Are you? You've worked hard, but we need to keep piling it on. Don't give them any hope, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Murray outside. To the paint. The layup missed. The Nuggets leading by 12. Adams outside. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
Seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, trying to go to something else, and flat out choked it. I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Pass to Nisi. New Orleans moving the ball around. Back to Halliburton. Now here's Murray. 5 to shoot. And here's Tatum for 3. Lewis grabs the board.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
And it's blocked by Lewis. Three-pointer. Stolen. Here's Stokes. Outside Tatum. Fires from deep. Lewis grabs the board.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Adams wide open. Nailed from three-point land. Adams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside Tatum. The three is drilled by Tatum.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
It's stolen by Adams. Takes it inside, and Adams with the slam.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Defensive foul.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Pass to Stokes. The three. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
The second chance effort. Here's Stokes. Drains it from beyond the arc. Stokes has got 14 points now in the second half.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Nuggets.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
Good on the second free throw. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Here's Anthony. It's tipped. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Here's Halliburton. Pass to Stokes. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Anthony drives in. Messi grabs the rebound. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
In the corner, Stokes with it. And again, no good by New Orleans. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Assist run.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that about wraps it up.